Hello, how you doing? My name is Link. I've lived in Bridgeport most of my life. I was born here, but I did move around a lot, mostly in Connecticut, but I always seem to come back to Bridgeport. It seems to be just natural for me to come back here either for school, because I am currently attending Housatonic, and it's kind of all I know, and I went to high school here, did some elementary school too, but I've always moved around a lot, but it seemed to just naturally be where I need to stay at and grow and thrive. I am 20 years old, and I also been going to Thomas Merton Center for a little bit now. I started probably March of this year. I've been on and on homeless since I was 17. That was the last time I lived with my mother and really had contact with my mother. DCF had came and I was forced to leave. And I've been couch surfing and doing that for a while, but this last stint of homelessness that I experienced, it took very long too, and one really does like to take their sweet time, I've noticed. And I finally got placed to a shelter, and that is where I'm at right now, and I've been there almost 2 months, and I believe I'm very close to receiving housing that I've so longed for. It's been really tough, especially because I don't usually see a lot of people my age or necessarily demographic. Especially out here, there is not a lot of youth programs. Most of them are asking for substance abuse, and I, gladly don't indulge in those behaviors. It's really surprising because that's like the first question that I get asked when I get an intake or anything to do with housing or anything, and I don't. I really haven't. It wasn't my thing. I've seen my parents go through that, and it kind of scared me. It influences you either directly or indirectly, and you could develop that habit, but it did the opposite for me. I'm just waiting, and I have to be patient, and I've been patient for a very long time. So it's kind of just things that I've adjusted. I was forced to be an adult very young, so I've been very adaptive, and I know that I'm a very strong person, and I've worked on myself a lot because it was very tough to be still a child and in going to high school while you didn't really have a place to stay. I couldn't afford my graduation. I went to my prom, thankfully, and that's something that I cherish a lot, that I was able to at least do that. It was tough because it's like all your friends that you see, they still live with their parents even now, and I don't really get to have that connection and that experience. My family's going out and doing their thing, and I don't really get to see my siblings, and it's tough. My brother is turning 16 this year, and my sister, she's my half-sister, but she's still my sister. She's 4 years old because my mom married somebody else, and that is my stepfather. And my father is also dealing with homelessness now as well. Last year he was living illegally with my grandmother at her elderly housing, and she unfortunately had passed away, and he had nowhere to go, so I guess he ran off with some girl in Florida, and she's paying for his hotels. He seems to always find a girl to do stuff for him because he won't do it himself. He won't get a job or be accountable for his actions. And my mom always used to say that I was just like him, so I had to realize that I'm nothing really like that. I just can't resonate and comprehend just not wanting to be better and better yourself and get yourself out of the situation, because in my life personally, I've never gotten really any handouts or anything really. It's gonna feel so much better when I get what I want in my life compared to someone who's been handed everything in their whole life. And I think a lot of people here in Bridgeport can relate to that because we are urban, we are in a district, and that's why I relate to a lot of the kids that I grew up with, because they were on food stamps, and I was on food stamps in Section 8, and I knew I could relate to that with them. We were all struggling, and I can't really relate that any other place, I think, if I lived somewhere else. And I'm grateful for my experiences, and it's made me who I am today and made me so strong. And I don't think a lot of people could have been here today and been able to tell their story, and I'm able to tell mine, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for everything, even the bad things, because I wouldn't be here and be who I am and learned so much and so quick. I'm grateful for every little thing that happens to me now. I enjoy the small things. I enjoy that I even have a place to stay, even though it's not ideal. It's better than living outside and getting rained on and I was in a tent and I was getting rained on. It's horrible. I've done it many times before, and I hope at least this time it will never happen again, because I am very, very close. And I'm in school and it's fully paid for, and I'm finally in a place where I could say, like, I'm starting to even love myself. And that's something that's been very difficult, because I would blame myself for all the bad things that used to happen to me and everything. And I'm at the point where, like, I can't control other people. I can't control what they do to me or what they say. And I've just learned to accept it, because I'm me and I'm gonna do what I wanna do in my life. And I'm not gonna really let anyone stop me, because I know what I want and I know what I need. And that shouldn't get intertwined with other people's values and the way they think of me or look at me, feel about me, or what they say to me. These are all things that I've learned at this very young age, that it's just best to move on and keep going, because time doesn't stop for anyone. You know, I love Thomas Merton. It's a real family here, and you feel that every time you open the doors. The first time I walked in, I was paying for an Airbnb. I didn't have anywhere to go. I recently lost my job when I was at the Airbnb. It was around March of this year. I was going every day for every meal, and it was honestly amazing. The food is so good, it fills me up, and that's kind of hard for someone to do because of how high my metabolism is. I just love food and I love eating, so they definitely do that so right. And all the workers here, I've never had a single problem. They are the sweetest people. They really do think with their heart, and sometimes you want that and you need that, because you don't see that a lot, for people to be giving a helping hand so easily. It's honestly something great to feel, and the amount of sympathy and empathy that is brought here at the Merton Center is subpar. It's amazing to really see. I love going here, I love eating here. And you get to also see other people that are going through similar situations you are, so you're able to kind of be at ease and be like, oh, you know, other people are dealing with this too. You know, I could feel a little bit better about my situation. I will continue to come back. The Merton House has been here for 50 years. That is more than double my life. That is amazing, and I want to give congratulations for that, because that is a very long time to be helping individuals, and to keep going and continuing to help individuals is just an amazing sight to see. So thank you, Thomas Merton House.